if you're watching on a smaller screen, you might not be able to see it, but there's lots of little inky bits that pop out when the octopus lands. Nice visual tutorial. I like the way they fade in as well. It means it's really uncluttered because they're only there when you need them to be. That's neat. I'm jumping up to the platform. I'm pressing my hover button. And if you do it on that target, it creates a new platform. That's a very neat little mechanic. I like that. You can jump again in the air. Double jump. Okay, so the wise frog is dishing out all of the like special abilities that I get. Because the frog is a jumping creature. And an octopus doesn't normally jump. So an octopus needs to go through a rigorous training regimen to be able to jump. Okay, that's cool. You got quite a lot out of those two mechanics of the double jump and using the hover to activate things. I'm always a bit wary when I see the phrase puzzle platformer, just because it tends to be, you know, someone makes a platformer and then sticks some buttons in it or something. That's a really neat set of core mechanics already that we've just seen in the first tutorial level. With this machine, you can use the ink to get more ink jumps or a longer hover time for this level. So I can upgrade one of those things. Okay. So you can see that little interface. It's like a up and down incremental thing of like how powerful you want the two things to be. So you spend the ink to kind of make yourself an easier mode, or it may be that there are some levels that you have to do the upgrade for, or you just can't do them, and it's a case of working out which one you need. Can I get that from this side? This approach to difficulty is really a really cool idea because it's per level, so you just skip the level. Like, I think if you made it so that you were making your game easier and you were sort of presenting it as a fixed thing, then people wouldn't want to use it. But you play the level a couple of times, go, oh, I can't be bothered, give yourself a boost, skip past it, and then you can come back to it later, right? It's really neat. Buy things. I can buy things with my green coins, so this is my reward for doing the levels properly and collecting the things. Choose an outfit here. Oh my goodness. Hovering above them and waiting to drop on them is very satisfying. Using the upgrades doesn't automatically make the thing easy to win, it just makes it easier. Gives you an advantage in one way, but often because you're kind of rushing through and you think, oh, I've got it easy now. You sort of underestimate that you still have to avoid stuff. I think I am slightly tilted. I can make it worse if that's better. I'm going to forget it's like this and then start up the stream later with this angle. 45-degree angle streaming is a groundbreaking new thing that we're trying here. I think this one is really neat. The approach to difficulty is really interesting. I think the two base mechanics of this would be interesting even without that aspect. But in terms of like the design of the sort of progression of this game, having that difficulty approach is really, really lovely because it means you can kind of just keep playing even if you hit a level that you're really having a bad time with. So it's there both as a mechanic to help players that are struggling with the difficulty, and for players that are like generally doing okay with the difficulty of the game but just want to skip one particular level because they can't get the knack of it. And it's a nice use of the theme, the way that the ink is tied to everything. My first impression when I saw the game, I was just like, oh, it's an octopus that jumps, fine, whatever, that's strange and surreal. But the ink is sort of tied to both abilities, and it's tied to the mechanic of being able to skip the levels, or not skip the levels, but make the levels easier by upgrading things. I'm not going to make it through this one, I don't think. This is one that having more jumps is not going to solve for me. This level is all about using the hover to avoid going too high, because bouncing off of things like the balls and the enemies is going to kill you. Oh! that was a neat little game. And you can see from here there are a bunch of different like variations in the environment and stuff as the game goes on, but we didn't get past the forest, so looks like there's quite a lot here, which is nice to see. One day I'll somehow work out how to rig the controller and put up to the position and rotation on OBS, and I'll be able to actually fly around. That would be fantastic. If anyone knows a OBS mod that allows me to control the location of elements using a controller, because then I can make a little flying Dr. Robotnik thing and I can sit in it and I can fly around the screen, and I won't have to like click on myself and do this. I can do it with my Xbox controller. That would be the future. Maybe I'll just lie and say that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'll build the graphic for it and I'll be like, "Ooh, look, I'm moving myself around." And some people will just fall for it. If this is your first time on the channel, every week I do a stream called Indies Under the Knife. People send me games to look at and review while they are working on them. So the whole point of the show is for you to get feedback on your games while you're still working on them, while you're still making changes before they go to market. If your game is up for sale, if you've released it commercially and you're asking people for money on it, whatever platform it's on, then it doesn't get to come on the show.